Ear infections and subsequent earaches are a frequent occurrence with some people, especially infants and children. Knowing how to prevent them from occurring and how to treat ear infections quickly with alternative methods when they do occur is a must. I had a particularly memorable ear infection as a 9-year-old child, and I have quite a lot of sympathy for children who do earaches over and over and over again. My mother has used some of the methods we're going to talk about over the years with her 7 children with quite a bit of success, and we've learned a few things, and I have used these same methods on my children. I have 2 children in particular who have done ear infections over and over and over. The rest of them do them once in a while, and the ear oil we're going to talk about and the BBL will clear it right up. The ones that seem to do it over and over again, I discovered it was typically an alignment problem and a lymphatic drainage problem. And so we're also going to talk about that just a little bit. If you have children that do ear infections over and over and over again, please take some of the things that help with the drainage and help with alignment, and let's stop this from happening, because there is nothing quite like ear pain. Well, except maybe tooth pain. Ear oil is the first thing I want to talk about. And ear oil is a fixed oil. It is an infused oil. So they start with almond oil and they'll infuse that with some herbs. It contains calendula, mullein, usnea, white willow, and finally a little tiny bit of garlic. It's a very soothing, healing, and infection-fighting blend. The combination of the herbs and the garlic infused in the almond oil is an excellent preventative measure. It's also great for early onset infections. If the infection has gotten really bad, you're going to want to just use garlic by itself. And I'm not talking about the essential oil. I'm talking about a fixed garlic infusion. Typically, you can get a bottle of garlic capsules like you would take when you're sick and just poke a hole in one of those. So we'll talk about some more of that in just a minute. So with the ear oil, what you want to do, you'll use it in conjunction with BBL as an alcohol tincture. BBL contains blue vervain, black cohosh, blue cohosh, skullcap, and also lobelia. BBL is not so much infection fighting as it is for the pain. It's a nerve rebuilder and it is a deadener. So if you use the BBL, it's going to help take care of the pain, while the ear oil is going to help take care of the infection or any buildup that there may be in the ear. It's going to help to loosen that gunk. A lot of people think that the constant use of EO is going to clog the ear. It does not. It helps loosen that gunk and helps even remove some of those drainage problems that you might be having. So I will take both the EO, the BBL, make sure the lids are on really tight, and I'll put them in a nice cup of warm water until they're warm on my wrist. Not hot, not cold, but perfectly warm, kind of like testing a baby bottle. And then I will put them in the ear. I usually start with the BBL because it'll absorb so readily into the ear, where the oil may sit on top for a few minutes, preventing the BBL from getting down where it needs to deal with the pain. So I start with BBL and then I put the EO in. Then I will put a cotton ball in and kind of to keep everything in place and finish it off. I'll try to do this every few hours if I know that they have an earache, and then once the earache is gone, maybe once a day, just to try to keep it, make sure it doesn't come back and help finish loosening up that junk. Another thing I wanted to talk about for a minute is ear candling. Ear candling, especially in older children, I don't think I've ever done it on anybody who isn't at least 8, but it will help to loosen up that earwax, especially in older people with mild hearing loss. It seems to help with. There's a lot of videos on YouTube. I would watch several before attempting it, but it has helped my family quite a bit, particularly my husband. I like to follow up with BBL in the ear, and again, you're going to want to warm that up. If EO is not enough for the ear infection that you're fighting, garlic is my next go-to. And like I said, I take a capsule, and I just poke a hole in it. So you need to have a liquid garlic capsule. Poke a hole in that. I'll put the BBL in. Then I put the garlic in. There's no real good way to warm up the garlic, but if the BBL is warm, that seems to be good enough. There's several essential oils that are also really great for helping with earaches, and they do not go inside the ear. They go right behind the ear and down, and it's to help with realignment and also with lymph draining. So I want to start with talking about Millennia, and Millennia is known as a chiropractor in a bottle. A lot of people think of it, just maybe for lining up bones or, my neck's out, my back's out, but it's also really great for lining up lymphatic drains and nerves. It just is such a wonderful oil. So I will put Millennia down both sides, starting right behind the ear, maybe do the whole back of the neck, and I'll do that several times with any child that is doing frequent earaches, because it just helps realign things so that they can drain. Endo Relief is the #1 endocrine system and lymphatic oil. So I will layer both of those on there. Another great one to use is Life Force. Life Force is known for helping to build the immune system, and it helps shorten the duration of illnesses. So it's a real great one to use with children that are constantly doing earaches. The last one I want to talk about is Mallow Plus. And Mallow Plus is strongly antiseptic. It prevents the growth of bacteria, fungus, and any infectious agent. It's quite strong. You definitely want to use a carrier oil with these, and you can layer them and use several. So you could use a little bit of coconut oil in your hand, a couple drops from liniment, rub that on, wait maybe 10-12 seconds, and then just add the Endo Relief neat, so just a couple of drops straight. You don't need more carrier oil, and then maybe you could finish it up with either Life Force or Mallow Plus, or you could do all four. With children that are doing a lot of ear infections and frequent over and over and over, I highly recommend foot Zonus to help line things up, and cranial sacral is an absolutely incredible modality that can help realign all the bones in the head and help really, really solidify that drainage and get everything that we need going there so that the child doesn't continue to do them over and over again. I hope that there's been something in this video that has been helpful to you, and if you have any questions, please shoot me a message. I don't mind answering questions. Good luck and happy oiling.